How can wealth managers help clients safeguard their assets against environmental and market risk, such as wars, pandemic, economic recession, especially in the Indian context?
Thank you so much. I'm Nirali Shah. The question is very relevant for the wealth managers while the pandemic or the unforeseen events happen in India. The recent example happens with the COVID, where we all of don't know the what would be the end story, and the client becomes panic more. At that time, the role of a wealth manager is very crucial and very important to have a patience for the, especially for our clients, and having patience and educate the clients at the current market risk, current scenario. First job is to have a diversification of their assets. The wealth managers has to be explained, the clients has to be diversified into the equity, debt. Some of the exposure should be in the safer asset class like gold, where they manage the risk also. In that also the diversification in the global investments.
So thank you so much for the esteemed panelists for this panel discussion. And we are looking forward to have a wonderful discussion in this. We are going to deliberate on asset protection and succession planning. My first question goes to Ms. Nirali Shah. How can wealth managers help clients safeguard their assets against environmental and market risk, such as wars, pandemic, economic recession, especially in the Indian context?
Thank you so much. I'm Nirali Shah. The question is very relevant for the wealth managers while the pandemic or the unforeseen events happen in India. The recent example happens with the COVID, where we all of don't know the what would be the end story, and the client becomes panic more. At that time, the role of a wealth manager is very crucial and very important to have a patience for the, especially for our clients, and having patience and educate the clients at the current market risk, current scenario. First job is to have a diversification of their assets. The wealth managers has to be explained, the clients has to be diversified into the equity, debt. Some of the exposure should be in the safer asset class like gold, where they manage the risk also. In that also the diversification in the global investments. Apart from that, for these, they can also educate for the currency risk, currency and the market risk by hedging of the derivatives products, and some of the gold assets or gold ETF kind of instruments where the client's risk would be in a safer zone. The risk would be eliminated in that case. In some of the kind, we should educate the liquidity also been very important at this time of the short-term investments, and the liquidity would be very important. We have to educate, we have to sit on a cash composition or kind of a liquid kind of instruments where the clients can have a easy money get it out. These are various factors. We should educate, definitely sir will guide on insurance, the term insurance, the health insurance, very, very important, the property insurance, wheel planning, succession planning. These are the important things which we have to educate in kind of a pandemic scenario, unforeseen events also. And the most big important thing we have to explain and the help to the patience for the clients. And SIP आज के दिन में तो हम बताते ही हैं at the time of a downside, tell your clients to park more money into the assets and regular interval inflow in the mutual fund or various assets through the equity instruments.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The next question is for Mr. Deepak Jain, and I think this topic is very close to him, succession planning. And yesterday was an eye-opener, I just mentioned. So, sir, the question is, in cases of personal risk, like separating spouses, creditors, lawsuits, what legal structures such as trust or prenuptial agreements should wealth managers consider recommending to their clients?
So when it comes to wealth protection planning against these risks which are neither insurable nor environment related, so you have various options. You can create legal structures which can protect wealth from being taken away from you from us by a separating spouse, from a separating spouse of a child, or legal liabilities, bank guarantees you have given, by creating something which is called a living irrevocable discretionary trust, right? And I'll just explain the concept. It's a living trust because you have created it during your lifetime. It is irrevocable. That means once you have created, you can't dissolve it. It is discretionary in the sense, suppose I have mine is a family of 3 sons. So I have made a trust where me and my wife become the settlers, we become the trustees, and our 3 sons along with us two become the beneficiary. Now the trustees have the discretion to decide who gets what. By creating a discretionary trust, what I am doing, suppose one of my child faces a issue with his spouse or a creditor, that child, I would say I am giving nothing because discretion lies with me. ठीक है, तो मेरे पांच लोगों को मैंने ऐड किया, किसको क्या देना है किसके हाथ में है, ट्रस्टी के हाथ में. जिस पे रिस्क आया ट्रस्टी कह रहा है मैं तो दूंगा ही नहीं कुछ, and courts can't force him to give money to that person and take away money. So by creating a living irrevocable discretionary trust, I can safeguard assets from separating spouses, from legal liabilities, from bank guarantees. So I know many of you would have clients who would have given bank guarantees for loans they have taken. And tomorrow if the loan goes bad, apart from their collateralized assets, assets which they own personally are also at risk. So LIDT, Living Irrevocable Discretionary Trust, safeguards against it. Then Dimple talked about prenuptial agreements. What is a prenuptial agreement? Before marriage, the couple signs or would-be couple signs an agreement amongst themselves saying that tomorrow if we separate, this would belong to you and this would belong to me. So I jokingly say before we agree to something, we agree to disagree. Right? Right? So, and many lawyers in India would tell you prenup agreements are not valid in India. And they are completely wrong. And the reason is, in the Family Act, it's not valid. But under the Contract Act, it's 100% valid. So my wife takes me to the family court, not virtually, so, and I take her to the civil court. In the end, marriage is compromise. So in the end, होना क्या? Compromise ही होना है. पर compromise from a position of strength, not position of weakness. So we can create structures where you can protect your assets by something called a private family trust, which is a LIDT, prenup agreements, insurance policies bought under the MWP Act. There are such beautiful structures available which we are not using for asset protection. That wealth protection is one of the main criterias where you should work on when you are doing wealth management.
Great, sir. I think till the time we know prenups are not valid in India, our marriage is just staying maybe. So everyone will start, you may be trying prenups. Sir, when you've explained the living irrevocable discretionary trust, I really request you to demystify these 3 terms. So living, irrevocable and discretionary, so that the masses understand it little more better.
Okay. So there are various ways of classifying trust. One is a living trust, second is a testamentary trust. Living trust you create during your lifetime. Testamentary trust, you give instructions in your will that after my death, create a trust. Right? Recently, I have created a testamentary trust for somebody who was trying to create a living trust with me. So this was a lady who had been detected with cancer, and she was trying to create a living trust with me. Suddenly, her health got bad. And I was in Delhi, she shifted to Bangalore, and she was on a deathbed. And I still remember I received a video from her that Deepak ji, I trust you, but my trust would not be able to create because मैं यहाँ बेंगलोर में हूँ और आप दिल्ली में हो, ट्रस्ट कैसे रजिस्टर होगी? और अगर आप मेरी ट्रस्ट बनवा पाओगे तो आई विल बी वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल. तो एक डाइंग आदमी अगर आपसे कह रहा है कि कुछ करो तो योर माइंड गोज फॉर अ टॉस. तो आई टुक अराउंड 2-3 hours, आई कुड नॉट कंसंट्रेट. पर 3 घंटे मुझे रास्ता समझ में आ गया. मैंने उनकी एक विल बनाई जिसमें वो जो ट्रस्ट डीड बना रहे थे उसको अटैच कर दिया एज एनेक्चर, और विल में लिखा मेरी सारी प्रॉपर्टीज ट्रस्ट को दे देना और मेरी डेथ के बाद ये ट्रस्ट रजिस्टर करा देना. तो इट्स अ टेस्टामेंटरी ट्रस्ट वेयर इंस्ट्रक्शंस आर गिवन इन द विल. इज इट अ गुड थिंग? आई डोंट थिंक सो. इट्स नॉट बेटर देन अ लिविंग ट्रस्ट, बट समटाइम्स आपकी जरूरत पड़ जाती है कि आपको टेस्टामेंटरी ट्रस्ट बनानी पड़ेगी क्योंकि लिविंग ट्रस्ट बनाने का टाइम ही नहीं है. राइट? सेकंड, शी टॉक्ड अबाउट रेवोकेबल एंड इररेवोकेबल. रेवोकेबल मतलब जब आप ट्रस्ट को रिवोक कर सकते हो, डिसॉल्व कर सकते हो. इररिवोकेबल मतलब बना दिया तो रिवोकेशन की पावर नहीं है। कंट्रोल ज्यादा किस में होगा, रेवोकेबल में, इररिवोकेबल में? रेवोकेबल में। वो प्रॉब्लम क्या है रेवोकेबल ट्रस्ट का, कि उसमें क्रेडिटर प्रोटेक्शन नहीं मिलती, उसमें एसेट प्रोटेक्शन नहीं होती, क्योंकि वो कोर्ट कहता है तुमने छोड़ा कहां, चाबी तो तुम्हारे पास ही है ना निकालने की सामान। तो अनलेस इट इज इररिवोकेबल इट विल नॉट गिव यू एसेट प्रोटेक्शन। सेकंड इज, थर्ड इज डिस्क्रिशनरी एंड स्पेसिफिक ट्रस्ट। Discretionary trust, you decide who gets what, or the trustee decides who gets what. Specific, you have already told कि इनका इसका इतना शेयर है। अब बताना अच्छा होता है शेयर, पर डिस्क्रिशन कई बार ज्यादा अच्छा होता है। क्यों अच्छा होता है डिस्क्रिशन? एक तो होता है क्रेडिटर प्रोटेक्शन की, जिस पे रिस्क आया उसको मैंने कुछ नहीं दिया। दूसरा जो मुझे उससे ज्यादा बड़ा फायदा दिखता है वो ये है, इफ यू डिसाइड हु गेट्स व्हाट, बच्चे तमीज में रहते हैं। नहीं तो उनको ये पता चल जाता है इतना तो मेरे पे आ ही गया, ये कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते, इररिवोकेबल है, स्पेसिफिक है, अब तो ये बूढ़े बुढ़िया कुछ नहीं कर सकते, तो हमारे पे आना ही है, राइट? तो यू आर नॉट गिविंग एश्योरेंस ऑफ वेल्थ टू द चिल्ड्रन, स्टिल यू हैव द की। इसे मैं मजाक में कहता हूं कि आप ज्वेलरी कैसे दोगे अपने बच्चों को, तो लोग मुझसे कहते हैं भाई बहुत तरीके। मैंने कहा सबसे बड़ा तरीका क्या है, हर एक बच्चे के नाम पे एक लॉकर लो और अपने विल में लिख दो लॉकर ए सन ए, लॉकर बी सन बी, और जो आपकी सेवा ना करे उसके लॉकर में से सामान उठाओ बी में डाल दो। फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है आपके पास। तो ये डिस्क्रिशन बहुत जरूरी है, राइट? इट दिस डिस्क्रिशन एड्स टू प्रोटेक्शन फॉर यू, राइट?
Thank you so much, sir. I think it was really wonderful to understand कि revocable और irrevocable के through कैसे आप asset protection या credit risk को follow कर सकते हैं. So the next question is for Rajiv sir. What role do insurance products such as liability insurance and life insurance play in protecting a client's wealth? I think it's very important for all of us to understand. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. I think before I answer your question, I think people took Nilesh Shah ji's comment very seriously. So उनके जाने के बाद सारे उठ के चले गए कि इंश्योरेंस वाला आ गया अभी भाग गए। So when Deepak invited me for this session, I asked him who are the audience. He said mutual fund distributors. I said, are you sure you want me to come? He said, नहीं sir, आइए पक्का जरूर. So I can assure you that insurance is not all about insurance companies making money or distributors making money today. I think things have evolved over a period of time. I represent major brands. I work for PB Fintech that owns Policy Bazaar, it owns Paisa Bazaar, which is a lending platform, and we are getting into several other businesses. We'll talk about that later. Before I come to your specific question, what are the problems around us today? It has nothing to do with insurance. It has nothing to do with mutual fund distribution, which you guys do. आज के समय में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? तीन तरह की प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया में, While mutual fund investments आपका penetration थोड़ा better है, insurance में penetration आज भी single digit number पे है, Why is that problem there? Because of trust deficit. Trust deficit in this very room कि insurance सुबह उठ के कोई नाश्ते में जब उठता है सो के ये नहीं सोचता कि मैं आज इंश्योरेंस खरीदूंगा जाके। इंश्योरेंस आज भी बेची जाती है। म्यूचुअल फंड फिर भी लोग लेने आते हैं या पूछते हैं, पर इंश्योरेंस आज भी बेची जाती है। प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इंडिया कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ 150 करोड़ 150 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन में से 120 करोड़ लोग जो हैं टियर 2 टियर 3 सिटीज में रहते हैं, जहां आज भी फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी लेवल्स आर वेरी वेरी लो। जनधन योजना बैंक अकाउंट हैज हेल्प पीपल टू हैव बैंक अकाउंट्स, बट उसके साथ करना क्या किसी को कुछ समझ नहीं है। लोन कहाँ से लेना चाहिए, इंश्योरेंस क्यों लेना चाहिए? I think all these questions will have to be addressed, and I think there is a big role you all play in improving financial literacy in this country. सबसे पहले कुछ भी बेचने से पहले लोगों को एजुकेट करिए कि वो क्या ले रहे हैं। अगर आप सिर्फ उनको बेचेंगे बिना समझाए कि आप क्यों ले रहे हो, this will backfire on you, and that is a problem which insurance industry has been facing so far, because we have been going and selling कि ले लीजिए आपका पैसा डबल हो जाएगा। Second, India is very proud of its young population today, right? आज इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन 10% लोग सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं। 2045 तक विकसित भारत की हम बात कर रहे हैं, 47 तक, जहां वी आर सेइंग इंश्योरेंस फॉर ऑल। माय अपॉलजी फॉर द बैड थ्रोट। 2045 दिस नंबर विल गो अप टू 30% ऑफ इंडियाज पॉपुलेशन, विच मीन्स अगर आप सिंपल कैलकुलेशन निकाल लीजिए, अगर हमारा 200 करोड़ भी पॉपुलेशन हो जाता है, उससे ज़्यादा ही होगा, तो 70 करोड़ लोग सीनियर सिटीजन्स होंगे और आज की तारीख में 15 करोड़ लोग हैं। 65% or 70% of this senior citizens today don't have any income support, don't have any health insurance plan. And imagine with the way joint family system in this country, dying away, what will happen to those people? तो कहीं ना कहीं आज के 40 साल के नौजवान is your market. All of you sitting here should target today's 40-year-olds on why they should save, why they should invest in mutual funds, and why they should have a health insurance plan so that their life beyond 60 is adequately protected. Third, इतने सारे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हैं, हम लोग साहब बात करते हैं कि मार्केट अभी तक हमने पूरी तरह से टैप नहीं की है, बात सच है, बट हाउ आर वी क्रिएटिंग और एडिंग मोर टैलेंट इन दिस कंट्री? Tier 2, Tier 3 cities still require some help in terms of skilled training. एक तरफ हमारी आवाज उठ रही है कि इस कंट्री में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बहुत है, दूसरी तरफ इंडस्ट्री से आवाज उठ रही है कि स्किल्ड मैन पावर है नहीं। आज हमें अच्छे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स बनाने हैं, अच्छे एजेंट्स बनाने हैं, तो हम मुश्किल से ढूंढते हैं। एक कंपनी दूसरी कंपनी के एजेंट को छीनती है, कोई इंसेंटिव प्रोग्राम लेके आती है कि अब हमारा करिए ज़्यादा, पर हम ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि अगर हमें 150 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन 200 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन को हैंडल करना है तो हमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स की ज़रूरत है। तो कहीं ना कहीं वी विल हैव टू गो बैक टू Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, partner with educational institutions and run co-curriculum programs, not only as institutions but also as large distributors, where you can train the talent so that they become employable from day one. Now coming to your question, insurance is not as scary as all of us think, right? एक समय ऐसा था 2004 में मैं जब जुड़ा था इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्री से, आई एम अ बैंकर बाय प्रोफेशन. There was a time when insurance was scary because people were promising doubling your money every year because ULIP, right? Like Nilesh said, insurance companies made money, distributors made money, कस्टमर्स को पता नहीं था उनका पैसा कहाँ गया. थिंग्स हैव इवॉल्व्ड सिंस देन. जब मैंने पॉलिसी खरीदी थी 1990 में, पहली पॉलिसी मैंने पॉलिसी इसलिए खरीदी थी कि LIC का एजेंट आया था, उसने बोला भैया आप टैक्स बचा लोगे, पैसे पॉलिसी ले लीजिए. आज हम टैक्स बचाने के लिए सिर्फ पॉलिसी नहीं खरीदते हैं, आज हम अपनी फैमिली को, अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए पॉलिसी खरीदते हैं. पॉलिसी बाजार ने क्या किया, 2008 में जब लॉन्च किया, दे लॉन्च्ड अ कंपैरिजन प्लेटफॉर्म where people could compare what kind of policies are available in the ecosystem. उस बेसिस के ऊपर मैं डिसाइड करूंगा कि मेरे को क्या सूट करता है. And what does it mean? It means transparency. That word mis-selling was removed from the concept. I said, भाई आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आप क्या ले रहे हो और समझ के लीजिए जो पॉलिसी लेना चाह रहे हैं. इन्होंने बोला एसेट प्रोटेक्शन करना चाहिए. मुझे याद है जब हम SBI लाइफ में क्रेडिट लाइफ प्रोडक्ट बेचते थे, SBI में जब होम लोन बिकता था तो उसके साथ एक क्रेडिट लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट भी दिया जाता था. लोगों को लगता था कि ये पैसा बनाने का जरिया है, बट आप बिलीव नहीं करेंगे जितने क्लेम्स SBI लाइफ ने SBI के लिए सेटल किए हैं, जिन्होंने होम लोन के लिए पैसा बोरो किया है, आज वो सारी फैमिलीज दुआ दे रही हैं उनको, बिकॉज 1 करोड़ का आपने लोन लिया है, 60-70 हजार का आपने प्रीमियम भरा है, अगर आपको कुछ हो जाए तो your family does not become liable to pay on your behalf, right? तो कहीं ना कहीं प्रूडेंसी ये कहती है कि एक तरफ मैं वेल्थ बना रहा हूं, दूसरी तरफ अगर मैं अपने एसेट्स को प्रोटेक्ट नहीं करूंगा, चाहे होम लोन हो या किसी भी तरह का एसेट आप ओन कर रहे हो, तो सारी वेल्थ आपकी उसी को रिपे करने में चली जाएगी और फैमिली विल कम बैक टू स्क्वायर वन, राइट? सो बाइंग इंश्योरेंस फॉर द राइट पर्पस. Insurance is not about investments. Insurance, I always say, don't buy insurance because you are looking at a return. जो भी आपको एजेंट्स बोलते हैं, कोई भी बोलता है, doesn't matter. You buy insurance because you want to protect yourself and your near and dear ones in the event of eventuality. एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है जो आपको रिटर्न तभी देता है जब आपकी लाइफ में कुछ हादसा होता है. तो इस बात को समझना जरूरी है कि why my clients will require to buy basic insurance for themselves so that the family doesn't come into risk. Sorry for the long answer, but it was important for me to give the background before I started.
Absolutely. I think it is very, very important for us to understand the basic definition of insurance. I remember talking to, few insurance agents, they were selling me term insurance and saying, कि इसमें return भी है. So you're selling term and then you're saying return also. I think this financial literacy is very important. And we are continuously making attempt, to upskill and do financial literacy. And all these speakers are very, very, helpful to us in decoding all these concepts for us. Thank you so much for the answers, sir. So I have my next question for Ms. Nirali Shah. How can wealth managers prepare for the challenge of incapacity planning, especially when clients may be resistant to discussing scenarios like loss of decision-making ability? I think this is very, very important, ma'am.
Yes, it is very important for incapacity planning when the client is not in the position to make decisions like the illness है या कुछ भी है जहाँ पे आगे उसको अपना incapacity planning के लिए नो आइडिया कैसे करेंगे आगे जो फैमिली है उनको इनहेरिटेड वेल्थ ट्रांसफर करनी है तो लॉट ऑफ रोल ऑफ अ वेल्थ मैनेजर हैज़ टू बी इवॉल्व और उनके लिए भी चैलेंजेस बढ़ जाती है इन दिस केस सबसे ज़्यादा तो आई वुड प्रिफर कि वेल्थ मैनेजर्स हैज़ टू बी कम्प्लीटली इन कोरिलेशन विद दी एक्सपर्ट्स लाइक सर कि जहाँ पे पूरा एस्टेट प्लानिंग क्लाइंट को कैसे करना है और सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट उनका होता है कि गोल बेस्ड उसका फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग करे भैया आगे जाके उनका अगर मान लो रिटायरमेंट है कैसे है अगर चैरिटेबल करना है बच्चों को इनहेरिटेड वेल्थ कैसे ट्रांसफ़र करना है लॉन्ग टर्म वेल्थ कैसे क्रिएट करना है तो गोल बेस्ड लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए उनको उनके फैमिली मेम्बर को भी इवॉल्व करना ज़रूरी है और फैमिली मेम्बर में अभी ड्यूरेबल पावर ऑफ अटर्नी का कंसेप्ट भी है कि वेयर पावर ऑफ अटर्नी ऑफ गिवन टू दी एनी काइंड ऑफ फैमिली मेम्बर्स और जहाँ पे ऑन अ बिहाफ ऑफ अ क्लाइंट in case of capacity financial capacity planning they take a decisions with the due consult of the client also and here also we guide to the client to have some kind of a estate planning in futures where as per the his conveniency or his concern the inherited wealth would be how the transfer to the estate planning and all so this is a very important role with the all wealth managers in case of a client is not able to make an decision making capacity or they don't have an ability to have decision making in this case we should have educate with these kind of experts of to avoid any under future legal disputes or any unavoidable circumstances.
Thank you, ma'am. And now we are talking about durable power of attorney and this tool which is very, very important for succession planning. I move on to Mr. Deepak Jain. Sir, I would really want to understand if you can just simplify the most effective tools for inheritance planning in India. There can be many tools, but for people like us, masses, when we want to understand in a very simple language, can you please define how can wealth managers guide clients in setting up wills and trust to avoid family disputes?
So, I always say there are 4 documents which every Indian should have. First is called the letter of guardianship. So if you have a minor child, you should have a document which allows somebody to act as their guardian in case both of you pass away while the child is minor. तो अभी बहुत सारे लोग सोचते हैं कि अगर हमारे कुछ हो गया है हस्बैंड और वाइफ को तो हमारे बाद हमारे पेरेंट्स को बच्चे की कस्टडी मिल जाएगी वो अभिभावक बन जाएंगे which is totally wrong. As per the Indian Guardianship and Maintenance Act, there are only 3 types of guardian. First is natural guardian, and only parents can be natural guardian. In absence of parents, the society becomes the guardian. And society is represented by district judge. Now judge decides where the child stays. And you can avoid this decision of the judge because judges are not your friends, they are somebody else's friends. Right? So you need to avoid this decision by creating this letter of guardianship where you tell in case something happens to both of us, this person should be appointed as the guardian of a child. So first is letter of guardianship. Second, as ma'am told, springing durable financial power of attorney for incapacitation. Everybody should have a springing durable power of attorney so that in case you are incapacitated, somebody is able to step into your shoes and do whatever you have allowed them to do. Third document is a will. Each Indian should have a will. And there is no correct age of writing a will. If you are major and you have some assets, you should create a will in spite of having nomination, joint accounts, etc., etc., because they don't matter. right? So you should have a will. And fourth document is a living will, which I'll take later. So these 4 documents, living will is also called advanced healthcare power of attorney. So I will be discussing that later. So these 4 documents you should have. But whatever I can achieve in these 4 documents, I can do it better in some way by creating a private family trust. Right? I can do incapacitation planning by a private family trust because I allow that in case I become incapacitated, somebody steps into as a trustee and starts operating. Now this person don't have to go to a bank. See, I always tell people that each property has 2 parts to it. First is called title of the property. Second is control of the property. Title means किसके नाम है. Control मतलब किसके कहने पे चल रही है. What would you choose out of these 2? Title without control or control without title? If you ask, I ask you this question. या तो आप title ले लो, control मुझको दे दो. या control ले लो, title किसी और को दे दो. आप क्या choose करोगे? Obviously control. And trust allow you to control properties without having title. तो आपने एक property या एक asset को trust के नाम कर दिया, वहां पे trustees appoint कर दिए और कहा मेरे को कुछ हो जाए तो इसको trustee बना देना. अब प्रॉपर्टी किसकी रही? ट्रस्ट की. आपको कुछ हुआ, ऑटोमेटिक ट्रस्टी ट्रांसफर हुआ. आपको किसी बैंक पे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, किसी इंस्टीट्यूशन में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो दैट इनकैपिसिटेशन प्लानिंग इज डन बेटर इन अ ट्रस्ट देन मे बी अ springing durable power attorney. It's easier, right? Your children, if they are minor, their interest can be better protected by creating a trust, because in a trust I can give instructions. ये पैसा इसी चीज के लिए यूज होगा, इस लाइफ स्टेज पे इतना दे देना. वो आप किसी भी और डॉक्यूमेंट से कंट्रोल कर ही नहीं सकते. डू यू वांट टू कंट्रोल योर एसेट्स फ्रॉम योर ग्रेव? ऑल ऑफ अस वांट टू डू दैट, एंड ऑल ऑफ अस वुड लाइक टू डू दैट. ट्रस्ट अलाउ यू टू डू दैट, राइट? इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूं कि जो ट्रस्ट है, प्राइवेट फैमिली ट्रस्ट को हमें सबको जरूर बनानी भी चाहिए और अपने क्लाइंट्स को रिकमेंड भी करनी चाहिए. इट्स सच अ पावरफुल डॉक्यूमेंट. मुझे लोग कहते हैं ये इज इट पैनिकिया फॉर एवरीथिंग? आई सेड यस. इन एस्टेट प्लानिंग जो आप सोच सकते हो और जो सोच भी नहीं सकते, वो मैं ट्रस्ट में कर सकता हूँ. इट्स सच अ पावरफुल डॉक्यूमेंट एंड वी आर नॉट यूजिंग इट. समहाउ हमें लगता है चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट ही ट्रस्ट होती है, गवर्नमेंट पैसा ले जाती है, चैरिटी कमिश्नर आ जाता है. वो बिल्कुल गलत चीज है, राइट? तो ये डॉक्यूमेंट जरूर आप इसके बारे में पढ़िए, सीखिए और अपने क्लाइंट्स को रिकमेंड करिए कि इस टाइप की चीजें करें.
थैंक यू सो मच दीपक सर. सर ने बोला डू यू वांट टू कंट्रोल एसेट्स फ्रॉम योर ग्रेव. अभी तक तो हमने ग्रेव के बारे में नहीं सोचा था, कि हमें लगता है हम ग्रेव जाएंगे ही नहीं. I think the biggest challenge that we are not doing estate planning is because we think we are immortal and we are not going to go to graves. So हमें सोचना पड़ेगा कि I think everyone should be planned basically. और estate planning का काम वहीं से शुरू होता है जहाँ से आप जितना odd सोच सकते हैं उसी हिसाब से आप prepare होंगे. I think I correctly summed. Next question is to Rajiv sir. Rajiv sir, very important. I don't know how many of we read about insurance. As you said, we are afraid of insurance. We don't talk about it. We don't sell it. So amendments की बात करना I think ज़रूरी हो जाता है. तो मैं सर आपसे चाहूँगी कि कुछ आप highlights बताएं Insurance Amendment Act के, which you think can impact the distribution business.
I think it's going to be a positive impact on the distribution business for sure. So all of you are aware about insurance amendments. How many of you are aware about the Insurance Amendment Act? Very few people. Great. आपको पता है कि UAE जहां 1 करोड़ लोग रहते हैं, वहां पर 60 इंश्योरर्स हैं, और इंडिया में 150 करोड़ लोग हैं, और टोटल इंश्योरर्स कितने हैं? Life and general put together, it is still less than 50, right? So look at the need for more insurance players. अगर आज हमें every nook and corner, every तालुका, every village में penetrate करना है तो, so certainly one of the biggest changes which Insurance Amendment Act is going to bring is 100% FDI in insurance, which will attract some of the largest and the best players across the world to set up offices here. Now when I say 100% FDI, it doesn't mean India का role नहीं है उसमें, right? कोई भी इंश्योरर अपनी आप से कुछ आके चला नहीं पाएगा. 100% FDI का मतलब है कि पैसा लेके आना, and they want more control on the money they build. So that is one of the biggest change which is going to come in. Second, composite license. आज अलग लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है, अलग हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है, स्टैंड अलोन जनरल इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है, स्टैंड अलोन हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है. कॉम्पोजिट लाइसेंस से क्या होगा? You have one license and where you can sell all products under that license. Which means आज मैं कस्टमर के पास जाता हूं, I don't have to talk only about life insurance. I can combine products which will take care of his life cycle. आज उनके बच्चे स्कूल में जा रहे हैं, उनकी पढ़ाई के लिए पैसे की जरूरत है. So they have to live that longer to ensure that the children are safeguarded. Health insurance is important. If they don't remain healthy, how will they save money for the future? So combination of products will become much more easier. Third, the biggest which is going to impact all of you positively is the open architecture. Today, Policy Bazaar is what it is because we don't represent one insurance company. We are brand neutral. This facility will be available for agents today, right? Under the open architecture, every agent will be able to sell any product which is available in the system. You don't have to take multiple licenses from different people, to be able to sell. And imagine the strength you will get in your hand instead of trying to position one insurance company because it is giving you a foreign trip or it's giving you an incentive. You are positioning a product which is best suited for your customers because you are his family member, right? Fourth, allowing insurance companies also to sell other financial products. Today, banks sell mutual funds, banks sell insurance companies. Insurance companies are not allowed to sell any other product. So, mutual fund companies are not allowed to sell any other product. Insurance Amendment Act में ये आपको facility दी जाएगी कि you are allowed to distribute all other products other than insurance. Which means when we are doing financial planning for somebody, you don't only talk about insurance and come back. You are able to make comprehensive sales planning for that family so that they have everything, every bit of why is SIP required? SIP is required to ensure that you have enough wealth to take care of your future. Why is insurance required? To protect the wealth which you built. Why is property insurance required? To ensure that the liability doesn't fall on my family. So combination of various products can be done in case the composite license comes through. Fifth, lower capital requirement to set up insurance companies. आज paid up capital आपको जो 100 crore चाहिए, there is a thinking to bring this down by 50%. For those people who want to specialize in a particular niche market, किसी को गुजरात के अंदर इंश्योरेंस बेचना है हर विलेज और गांव में, they don't want to set up an all India company. They can't invest 100 crores. So bringing down the capital will encourage many players to create markets in those segments which can be tapped, which are a niche segment. Somebody wants to do a technology-driven product for a particular, set of working salaried employees. That can easily be done under this model. So overall, in my view, this is only going to help each one of us sitting here to expand our businesses, expand our market. As I always favoritely say, इस कंट्री में 10 पॉलिसी बाजार के बनने की क्षमता है. आज पॉलिसी बाजार डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स 18,000 crores of premium year on year. पैसा बाजार lends about 18-20,000 crores of lending, loan products, personal loans and credit cards. In spite of all that, our penetration is low single digit number. With the new act coming in, each of you will get the strength and ability to set up your own mini insurance offices. Right? आपने MGA का सुना है? How many of you heard about MGA? MGA is a total delegation given by an insurance company to the agent to operate like a mini insurance player, in his market. That is another change which is being proposed in the Insurance Amendment Act. So कहीं ना कहीं opportunity आपके सामने है. Health insurance companies, health insurance is the next big thing. आप अपने mutual funds के साथ health insurance बेचिए, your revenues will triple. Correct? Elderly care, हमने senior citizens की बात की है. US में elderly care एक बहुत बड़ा business है. आज अगर 15 करोड़ लोग यहाँ पर हैं, अगर 70 करोड़ लोग होने वाले हैं, आप सोच के देखिए कि कितने करोड़ों $1 billion की कंपनी बन सकती है आपकी. आप में से कुछ लोग अगर पेशेंस रखते हैं कि एल्डरली केयर में मुझे जाना है, तो कहीं ना कहीं this is a big opportunity for you to get into, because that is the market which is going to open up. और उसके लिए patience in terms of dealing with people who are again children is very important, with more and more children going abroad. So opportunity space is big. The Amendment Act is going to bring several changes, and trust me, all of you will be billionaires in the next 10 years if you are able to utilize the India opportunity, the population, and the changes which are going to come into this country.
Thank you so much, Rajiv sir. It was indeed very fascinating. और आई थिंक हम सब बिलियनियर पक्का बनने वाले हैं क्योंकि कल से हम मैनिफेस्ट कर रहे हैं एंड आई थिंक वी ऑल बिलीव इन द पावर ऑफ मैनिफेस्टेशन एंड इन दिस रूम वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वेल्थ वेल्थ एंड वेल्थ. So with this, I end up this panel discussion. A big thanks to all my co-panelists who have joined us here and shared their wonderful views. A big thank you to all of you. We would like to present the memento to the esteemed panelists, please.
Sir, the thing is working out that one agent can hold life insurance license of 3 companies, general insurance 3 companies, and health insurance 3 companies. So I think that is going to, I think bill is passed or it is going to pass. So क्या लग रहा है आपको ये कब तक हो जाएगा?
बिल अभी तक पास नहीं हुआ है. इस सेशन में आने वाला था. We are all expecting that this bill should get passed. Like you, all of us are waiting for the bill to get passed. Open architecture will go beyond 3+3+3. It may start with 3+3+3, but eventually you will have the rights to distribute products for everybody. You know, with composite licenses coming in, you will have also the access of products of companies which can give you combined products as well.
Thank you, sir.
Majority of the Indians are still fascinated towards the fixed income products, and particularly the people in the retirement age, their risk appetite goes further down, so they are more inclined towards going for the fixed income products. So my question is, the annuity-based products, when the annuity is a fixed annuity, where the retiree people, they will get fixed income, whatever may be the rate of inflation, they will get fixed income from the age of 60 up to whatever their age is, till the end of their life. Can't we have a product where at least CPI inflation rate, what is the cost inflation index, that if that rate of annuity, incremental annuity, if it is given to the retirees, can't that be a solution that will mitigate the inflation risk?
100%. I think we spoke about in India today, pension plans are not selling as much as it should actually sell.
Yes.
There is a dual role. The government also has to bring incentives around pension plans sold by insurance, right? At the end of the day, the proceeds which you get should not be taxable, you know?
Yes.
So, kahin na kahin, it is a combined role. And as you rightly said, good pension plans are giving very attractive returns, you know? And pension plays a very different role, you know, compared to your other savings which you have, you know, the fixed incomes which give you fixed returns.
Yes.
So, building in this cost inflation index is very, very important. Yes. And kahin na kahin, the innovation will be more as and when you have these amendments happening, and with more and more tax incentives given by the government, I think these will also come in future for sure.
And second thing, the insurance companies are already earning whatever the money that has been corpus, maybe 1 crore or 75 lakhs, whatever is the corpus that is invested with the insurance companies, they will be earning maybe 7%, 8%, 10%, whatever that rate of return that they are earning. But to the customer, they will be giving a fixed annuity, which is very, very unfair.
I wouldn't buy that statement entirely. There are cost structures around running any pension plan. While you are right that there is a certain percentage allocation which goes to the insurance company, it is not as straight jacketed as what you just mentioned, that insurance companies make all their money but customers only get a fixed return. Most companies have incurred heavy losses when it comes to managing the kind of interest rates which you've committed to the customer which you want to get. So when we say we want to give 6% fixed return, there are a lot of restrictions around insurance companies on how much they can invest where. They have to put a minimum amount in the government securities and government bonds. They can't use all their money to play only in the equities, unlike mutual funds, right? So somewhere, even the best of fund managers in the insurance industry will have to follow the rules around the game to be able to generate that kind of returns. So it is not only, saying that I keep all the money and give less to the customer. That theory will never work. It used to work earlier, but now it is all about customer looking at who's more efficient and who's going to give me more money in the future.